So the short answer to this question is yes, he is alive. The long answer is that Clayface was of course wounded rather badly after being frozen solid by Batman and then submerged in a Lazarus pit, one that basically blew up. And after the events of Arkham City, the GCPD collected up all his dried mud remains, and he is officially declared alive, and you can actually see that on the game's wiki page, though he is unable to take form again. He's kind of in a coma basically. But let's be honest, Clayface is basically immortal, and he was kind of killed by a Lazarus pit, which also restores people's lives, so it's unlikely to have killed him permanently. It's just taking him a long time to recover, and that was actually shown later on. But before he gets better, some of the mud that the GCPD has was stolen, because it actually has healing properties now, and Jason Todd stole some to give to Hush, because it helped heal his scars on his face cleanly, which is why his scars have healed significantly from Arkham City to Arkham Knight. And if you follow the tie-in comics, it is revealed that Clayface is alive. This is in the prequel to the Suicide Squad game, and Clayface is shown to be in Arkham Asylum in a cell next to King Shark. And he's able to take form again and talk and shapeshift, but he is a bit weaker than he was before Arkham City, because the whole nearly dying thing, well, it took a toll on him. And the basic premise of this comic is that there's going to be a giant riot inside Arkham Asylum, and literally all of the prisoners escape. And when this happens, Clayface teams up with King Shark, Solomon Grundy, and Killer Croc, and they basically just kill anyone who is in their way as they try to escape. And then when the guards are all dead, they kind of try to kill each other. Except for King Shark, who legs it because, let's face it, killing them isn't his target, getting out of this prison is. And this all culminates in Clayface managing to find the way out of Arkham Asylum, and then finding that guards are waiting for him. And then he attacks them and nearly kills Amanda Waller. He actually grabs her and shapeshifts into her at the same time, so the guards don't know which one to shoot. But then King Shark arrives, and with his superior shark senses, he knows who is who. So he betrays Clayface and bites his head off. And he does it to prove to Amanda Waller that he is the toughest, because he knows that she arranged the riot in Arkham Asylum to find out who the toughest criminals are. She wanted criminals who could survive and who were killers. This is the whole point. The ones who manage to escape are then going to be put in her Suicide Squad. And that's exactly what happens with King Shark, although first of all she knocks him out, and then she puts him in the squad. And as for Clayface, having his head bitten off would stop him for a minute, of course, but he'd be able to put himself back together fairly quickly, especially since King Shark actually spits his head out because it tastes bad. Now we don't actually see where he goes from here, but it's fairly obvious what happens. He recovers, and they put him back in a cell in Arkham Asylum, and that's where he is. Now there is something I should say about the comics. Although they do say that it is canon, it's not really. I mean, it is said to be the prequel to the Suicide Squad game, and it is set after the events of Arkham Knight, so it is supposed to be canon to the whole universe, but we all know that doesn't last. I mean, they said that Assault on Arkham was a prequel to the Arkham Asylum game, yet they kill off the Joker in the movie. So how in the hell is he the main villain in Arkham Asylum? Doesn't make any sense, and it's clearly not canon. So this comic is canon for now, and this is all true, unless of course the writers of future projects decide to retcon this. So basically take this with a pinch of salt. It's true, but it could be changed, and it probably will, quite frankly. Although I should say there are actually plans for Clayface to be in the Arkham Knight game. There's actually concept art that shows him at Panessa Studios, which is the makeshift Batcave. And if you look around inside there, you can actually see posters featuring Basil Karlo, which is of course Clayface's real name, and you can even see bits of Clayface's clay around the studio. And these bits were put there because he was going to be in the game and he was going to have his own level, but eventually it was cut. And they didn't bother to take out these references because it takes time, and they were on a deadline, which is of course why Clayface was cut in the first place. Honestly, I really wish they'd do an anniversary game and upscale the graphics, but also add all the levels that were meant to be in the game in the first place, but ended up being cut. After all, it's not just Clayface. Zsasz was also supposed to have his own level as well, but that had to be cut. There's still a ton of villains and stuff to do, of course. I mean, the game's great and it's huge, but I think you'll agree adding more content for an anniversary game would be fantastic. It's exactly what the fans have been asking for years. Of course, instead we get a VR Arkham game, which we didn't actually ask for. I mean, not saying it's bad, because it's not, but it's not what we wanted. We wanted a console game. I mean, why the hell they won't give it to us is beyond me. We're saying we'll give you lots of money for it, and they're still saying no. But anyway, I shouldn't rant about it. Anyway, this is what happened to Clayface. He was injured and taken in as a semi-sentient mud that couldn't reform. Like I say, he was basically in a coma. And a few people stole pieces of him to help heal scars because he had healing properties now, until eventually he got well enough that he could take his own shape once more. Then he went to Arkham Asylum and killed half a dozen people in a riot that was orchestrated by Amanda Waller so she could cull the weak and find out who was strong enough to be in her Suicide Squad. Evidently, Clayface didn't make the cut. And I'd just like to quickly remind everyone that we have some merchandise available on our store, and to say thanks to all of you who have donated to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.